little. We're all the same a little. Someone just wanna be bad. Not gotten bad, bad, bad. So tell me what I should do. Say, 'cause I'm gonna do it my own way. I don't give a fuck what you think, what you say. I got a bad reputation.
Guys, it's happening. Tuesday, looking at Furious Black. This is from SURLY. This is a black IPA, and it comes in at 6.7%. Bottle cap looks something just like that, and I'm going to use the Army Guy, possibly one of the coolest openers I have. And then I'm going to pour it into the Come Take This glass. It's kind of funny. I picked this up like a week ago or so, and cascading action. Christine was picking up some wine for her blog radio show tonight, and she sent me a picture of this year's release of SURLY's Demon. And she's like, "Have you had this before?" And I said, "Yeah, if memory serves, it was pretty good, but it was last year's release." And she goes, "Oh, because I bought you this." I'm like, "Awesome." It smells like a black IPA. A little bit of a sweetness there. Cheers. You know, I can say that I've had my fair share of black IPAs because I have been drinking the stuff from Indeed for over a year, and that has been progressively getting better. The thing about the black IPAs, I've noticed the one thing they all have in common is, like this one, up front, you immediately get that, like, kind of like semi-dry, kind of hoppiness to it. It's almost more about that dryness than it is any particular flavor. And then as it kind of burns away here, well, that's just kind of takes its little journey down my tongue. Yeah, that's much better. You start to get more of those flavors, like a really like deep, rich, almost not burnt as in I burnt the shit out of a hamburger on the grill, but kind of this serious darkened malty flavor, kind of ending on kind of a combination of kind of an earthy, hoppy, rich malty. It doesn't have anything in like particular, but it seems like for me all black IPAs are somewhat similar. It's kind of the difference of how each of them handles that the finish. And I can say, with the exception of a little bit more of a sweet maltiness at the beginning, it reminds me almost like an exact match to the Indeed's Midnight when it was fresh like this. And as that one has been aging, it has been getting better because it has that kind of harshness is kind of smoothed off, and it's getting more like a porter. I'm always interested in trying the black IPAs because I'm waiting to find that absolute one that I would say this is the one to have. And honestly, as of right now, in the take it or leave it category, they've all kind of been in the leave it. First was Aunt Keck, cheers. Second was NIHAP, saying first, but being second, then being challenged by Aunt Keck. Aunt Keck, triple threat, hot damn, sexy beer brew babes. Nicely done, sir. Thank you. Aunt Keck, gun porn. I love gun porn. Put a little up on Disgrace Book. Aunt Keck, cowbells. Just for the sake of cowbells. Okay. That'll get the attention of anybody else in your audible range right now. Or clear out your eardrums if you are by yourself with headphones on. Ed, third. Ed, cheers. Aunt Keck. Wife and kids are gone for the night and I'm all alone outside sitting by the fire with 3 kinds of bourbon stouts. Dragon's Milk, good. Southern Tier, salted caramel. I can't remember if I've had that one, but Southern Tier has some pretty decent beers, which is fucking insanely delicious. Weibacher Sunday Soul, also yummy while watching your so far so good trifecta review. Sexy beer, babes, beer and gun porn. Coleman 75. Jesus, I had to take a Xanax to deal with the first part. Freaked me out. This beer sucks. Hated it. Cheers. See, now Coleman 75, what I have to ask you is this your overall thoughts on a light, that's not the word, on a non-stout beer with coffee added to it? Because I don't know why. The first one I ever had, very similar to that one, I was like, yeah, no, I just don't think this is for me. As much as I think you have to have coffee in an imperial stout and, you know, chocolate and all those malty good things, it just seems to be all wrong in a beer that looks like a Pilsner or an IPA. So all I'm asking is because I was exactly with you. The first one I ever had, I was like, no, this isn't for me. But now as I've had more and more of them, they've kind of grown on me, which is why I gave that a 9, where the first one I ever had, I probably would have dumped it in the toilet. Joey, what the fuck? And Keck, yes, rum, no shine. No, rum and shine. See, it's probably best that it doesn't work like that. And on top of all that, I'm not a rum fan, but this whole spiced rum just seems to come into a completely different category for me than the clear rum, like Christine is a huge fan of. Let's go with the Wyoming shot glass from Das Real Cobra Burnout. Didn't hear from him last night. Didn't see him in the chat room. Didn't see him afterwards in the after chat. Snubbed by Cobra. Oh, sorry. There's a beer in his face. Cobra right there. Me and Cobra hanging out together. Gillian 426 here. Whiskey, vodka, cheers. Ed, you the man. Rich first, but no, or not, but I am here. I have to say, yum yum threesome. Rich again. Oh, that sounds like a great beer. Love coffee, beer, or coffee, beer, or whatever. Yeah, surprisingly, Aunt Keck, yikes, fresh ghost peppers. Oh, fresh ghost pepper. I love fresh ghost peppers, and my plant is actually, it's got one that's starting to turn yeller. You know, an entire season, and the good pepper plants have now produced one pepper. I don't know how some of you guys do it, but evidently Minnesota isn't the place. Ooh, doggy. And Keck, Joey got a rash? Question mark. Yeah. And Keck, black screen, black screen.
What you talking about, Willis?
And Keck, I think YouTube hacked your review. Okay. I haven't tried watching it all the way through, but it looked like it was working. Maybe you got hacked. Rich, awesome. Congrats, Eltenda. And live call to boot. And Keck, no, you're not a clown. Thank you. Rich, and there it is. That sweet ass 5.7 Appleton Estate rum is indeed great rum. Indeed. I need to try to find some now because as much as it was just a bad experience on Bacardi Clear, and this just tastes like a completely different thing. But now having multiple people tell me how great it is, I want to say a big congrats. I know to Chuck this is going to come as a fucking shock, and I think it really came as a shock to him too, but last night during Blog Radio we sold the last 3 or 4 lottery tickets. So as soon as Blog Radio was over, I fired up the random number generator, and John Solar recorded it, and the lucky winner of one very similar to this was Joey Cuz. So a big congratulations. And Joey, just like the first guy, Matt, I asked him how many tickets he bought, and he bought 1. So he is getting a Palmetto State 18-inch 223 wild barreled. Like I said, a lot like this guy right here, except for this one is this one's a 16 and it's not the 18. And I want to say thanks to Joey because he's helping me out a little bit during, if you actually saw the recorded live drawing, the guy that never fucking says a thing during Blog Radio sat there saying Joey's not qualified to own it. Joey's not qualified. Actually, yes, but Joey's done me. Well, Joey basically gifted back the lower. So instead of, and I actually this is the lower that I purchased for the giveaway, not the upper. The upper I'm actually waiting for. It should be here on hopefully by Wednesday. So what Joey asked is that I take it apart and send him all of the parts and the upper, and he said I can keep the lower and do whatever I want with it, or use it for the next time we do one of these. I'll see which way that goes. And instead of cannibalizing this complete lower, I just checked out Palmetto State today, and one of their daily deals is a complete lower build kit, which gives you everything but the lower. So I'm purchasing that for Joey, so Johnny can't bitch because Joey's already got his own lower. So again, congratulations, you guys that follow the group Snowflake Melter. We are going to continue to do this. We are going to cater to the duck and goose hunters, and we are going to be doing a Mossberg. It's a Mossberg 12 gauge. I don't remember if it's got a really nice camo print, kind of similar to this on it, and that's what we're gonna be putting that up next. Same thing, $30, and we're only gonna sell 35 of them. So if you're interested in that, just so you know, that's going to be happening. And like I said, congrats to Joey. Joey, so as we've already spoken, I placed an order for that lower build kit, and I'm just having it, I'll have everything in the box on to you as soon as I have the parts here. I will let you know. Blog Radio was awesome. El Tenda, he told me he might only be able to hang out for an hour. He ended up being there for over an hour and a half. Always a good time. And again, a big congratulations for becoming an American citizen the way it was intended to be done, with pride and honor. And people like El Tenda and Jerry, Blue Thunder 40, they could easily run circles around the typical American when it comes to the facts of our Constitution. And, you know, Mario, I mean, people, those guys love this country so much, and it shows. And it just puts a, that's why guys like this just cannot understand and have zero appreciation for these dumb fuck NFL players. And Keck, Dilly Dilly, you know, Dilly Dilly, medieval Bud Light beer commercial. Oh, yeah, that one. Crazy Scotsman 104, hot damn, Mr. Holster might have a heart attack. Crazy Scotsman, 3 for Friday, hell yeah, 10 brother. Well, more like 30. Aunt Keck, from now I will greet you with Dilly Dilly. That's just silly. And Keck, I've had way too many of these bourbon stouts. Can't get out from my camping chair, and I'm alone till I am fuck. And Keck, but I can still type, just can't move my feet. Mr. Holster 105, fucking outstanding. I bow to a mechanic. Well, you know, I try. I don't know how we got somehow. I guess I missed the Brew Reviewers trademark opening, but you know, I guess it's like what, 2 minutes or less. Crazy Scotsman basement pop. You know, I could actually get away with that right now, because nobody's here but me and Shelby. Gillian, oh El Tenda, what a great guy. Absolutely. Crazy Scotsman whiskey. Crazy Scotsman cowbell for El Tenda. I can do that again. El Tenda, guys, El Tenda, thanks for being on, man. Muzzle first, Gangsta Red Dot. Just think how many deaths there would be in Chicago if they could hit what they were shooting at. Great brew review, sir. Absolutely. You know, again, you know, they want to go, I mean, yeah, granted, I'm not going to make light of any scenario where somebody needlessly loses their life. Never. It's just, but, I'm sorry, I take a little bit of offense when something like that goes down and immediately the clown fuck libtards get right back on there. Oh, we need to take everybody's guns away. Yeah. Yeah, how'd that whole drug war thing, how's that working out for you? Huh? J-Dog, here holding my AR-10. Yeah, I saw a picture of it. I bet you want to have a house pop yourself. Ben N, lucky number 45, very lucky. Otis 71. Have I already checked out your channel? No. You got a picture of a gun though, so I'm just gonna, you know, go full in. Otis 71. Okay, I will compromise You take the orange one, I get the other two. Yeah, I'm okay with that. JR10, stop picking on poor little Joey. He can't help that he lives in a gun-restricted state. This video might be the answer to the AR-15 woes, along with those people in communist California. Now Joey can put his big boy pants on, and what JR10 sent me is a link to my old friend Andrew. His channel is GY6Vids. And just out of curiosity, where's Andrew at? I know Andrew has me and him talked, and he has taken a serious step back. Andrew has 621,222 subs, and I'm very happy for Andrew. At one point in time, he asked for a shout out because he had like 35 subs, and I had, you know, a few more than him at that moment in time. But when you get to when you know people that have exotic gun collections, trust me, it really can help boost your channel. Me, I am who I am, and I enjoy the friends that I have made on YouTube. It has made the whole experience so worthwhile. And right now it's a twofold thing. I want to say my disappointment to AJ, Gun God 556. He put up a video today basically telling YouTube to go fuck themselves because his viral bump fire video has earned him a strike against his channel and an endless amount of fucking complete douche nozzles leaving comments over there. But I already said, you know, watch out what you wish for. You want something to go viral, just remember that probably well over half of everybody that's going to show up is a jealous little basement dwelling twat licker. Well, probably not even that. That would be something worth discussing. Probably the dangler version of the liquor. So AJ says he's done with YouTube and planning on being gone. And I'm already his friend, so I know our friendship will continue on, but he's always been a good guy. He's always done good videos. He's always been sincere and honest, and he is in his videos who he is in real life. And there's a lot of fakery out there. People not being who they are. And in some regards, a lot of us that are like that, that's you know, some people can't handle it. They can't handle the truth, and that's the way I've always been. If you like it, so be it. If not, goodbye. I won't miss you. I've got plenty of friends. I won't miss a single person that I don't agree with. As far as Facebook goes, I have several family members that are no longer friends on Facebook because they can't. They're libtards is what the problem is, and yeah, just because if you're not willing to open your eyes and your brain and listen and understand, then you are part of the problem, and that's what most of them are. To think that the greatest thing ever was Barack Obama, and when you ask why, well, he, you know, quote unquote, he's kind of dreamy. That's great. You know, I giggle when I see a minion, so should a minion be president? I would rather there was credentials there and somebody with fucking balls willing to be a leader and move America in the right direction and keep America great, like Donald Trump, versus people still standing behind Hillary Clinton. Still, I am having a hard time imagining how the truth about the biggest anti-American scandal in history goes directly to her feet. And yet the only people talking about it are people like Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity. If this was Donald Trump, oh my God, we can't even find something to complain about. After a year's investigation, you still can't find anything about him to deal with Russia, yet the information and the facts are coming out of the woodwork about Hillary, uranium, the Russians, the scandal, the cover-up, the FBI cover-up, cover for this piece of shit, evil woman. And yet, you know, Donald Trump looked at that 6-year-old with kind of a, I'm guessing, kind of a mean look. And that's the top story, folks. So, back to JR10's thing. If you guys that are in non-free states where you have to, for instance, in order to take the magazine out or to load your AR, you have to open it up. Well, JR10 and Andrew, GY6Vids, is showing basically what it is. It works in combination with the basically, it's kind of like, it's an arm that goes from your mag release. See, in a free state, everybody that doesn't live in a free state, this is how this shit works. You press a button and the magazine comes out. Well, in a non-free state, one of the things that you have to have is the lever goes up and basically makes contact with the upper, and it won't press. But as soon as you've pulled the rear pin and tilted forward, it now leaves that opening so that the button will then work. What this is a device that is part of your rear plate, and it attaches to the takedown pin and basically gives you a lever right here. Shit, you know, you could put this on a gun in a free state. It's just going to aid your ability to pull this rear pin open on it. So you press the lever, it pulls the pin, it opens up. You can now hit your mag release, put your new mag in, and because of that, at least in California, I don't know about New York, keep an eye on all your laws, and this is good all the way through, something that will be going through as of 2018. This gives you people in non-free states to own an AR that looks like an AR. You get a real grip. You get an adjustable stock. Again, I'm not sure about New York. I know in New Jersey they all have to be pinned because I used to endlessly pick on my my friend Rich in New Jersey. But yeah, in California, you basically get to own a rifle with a flash hider, a pistol grip, an adjustable stock, all by adding that little lever. I'm sure when the libtards figured out that once again you got routed, even though I personally, I'm glad I don't live somewhere like that, because the guys that know me already know that I don't comply with anything here, let alone what it would be like in New York and California. So, if you are behind enemy lines and you want to see what JR10 is talking about, or Andrew from GY6Vids, JR10 has a link to that video. Go check it out. JR10 again. If you do decide to mill the G20 slide for the Venom, you will need to go with suppressor sights. Trijicon suppressor night sights are nice for lower 1/3 co-witness. Lone Wolf does a combat cut for mounting the red dot while leaving the dovetail intact. That's awesome. That's very good to know. But being that Mark is a friend of mine, I'm hoping that if that's the case, that Mark could do that same cut for me, leaving the back dovetail intact, so that I could just update the sights and go full Monty on my G20. Ed, I'll take the babe in the middle. Hasman, I want the one with the longest legs. Wade, Big Redneck Papa. Speaking as a former National Registry EMT paramedic with 28 years field experience, 99.9% of self-inflicted gunshot wounds to the head, especially under the chin, in the mouth ones, resulted in skull exploding violently from the expanding gases. Not neat with a little blood, but what the fuck do I know? Exactly. Oh, I could tell you some stories about some of the most ingenious suicide people that I unfortunately got to see. Tardisius, unregistered thumbs up, Trump train, cowbell. Wow, Tardisius, we are just getting the fuck used out of this thing today. I'm sure you're agreeing with it though. Smile Money duck call arrived today. Damn, after a hazmat cleaning and sterilization, just in case. That damn thing is loud. Nice. Yeah, they are. They are very loud. I don't have one down here. I'm actually thinking about this just because I'm actually thinking about, well, I'm thinking about two things, John Solar 283, if you see this. Purchasing the right end for the one that Eric C. made for me, because this one is just a black insert and not the cool handmade one by John. And I know I'm not a hunter. This is just a cool thing showing my support for this thin blue line, the one that Joey bought. That's the call. That's the call to have. Speaking of Joey, YouTube might just think that the asparagus in Ms. B's video looks like a bunch of alien penises. That's why it was unsuitable for all advertising. Moving on. EMT Railfan, good thing come in pairs. Great things come in 3 pairs of good things. Yes. Hazman 440, is there anything you haven't done? Yeah. I have, never mind, we won't even talk about it. And, wait a second, there's a follow-up answer. Remember, Hazman's question was, is there anything you haven't done? My hollow point answers with, told the truth. Ba-doom-boom. That's funny, Chuck. Let me adjust my dick to the left side in honor of you. Hazman, I have the perfect blend for that pipe. And I bet you do. And all I can say to that is cheers. I hit the refresh button and 2 more popped up. Rich Huff, 26 minutes ago. 33-minute video so far. Here and cheers. Cheers, Rich. Just made it in. And the last comment, making it in under the wire 1 minute ago. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, because I think that picture came from you, my friend Brad. Okay. Unnecessary to stretch this out to an extreme amount of time. I do have one thing, if he makes it this far, which he normally does, but I'm just saying, I don't have a time in my schedule to watch a dumbass standing in his basement drinking a beer doing an hour-long video, so I hold nothing against the guys that don't, but I know a lot of you do, because no matter when I say this, 5 minutes in, 30 minutes in, or an hour in, I get at least 3 or 4 of you that comment that I heard you say that, which means they watched the whole fucking thing. To my good friend, the ATF Sucks, who built me probably one of the most fucking insane first aid kits, and it sits by the back door. When I go out in the morning, I try my best always to remember to grab it so that it's at least in my truck. So if something happens to me or Greg, or maybe an accident happens right there where we are, I have that kit with me for what it was intended for. My question for the ATF Sucks is, one of the things that Christine made a comment on is you guys that are following us over at the Snowflake Melter and the raffles that we are doing, is there is no reason that we couldn't do whatever the hell we want. An AR-15, done it. An AR-15, done it. We're about to do a really kick-ass, nearly a Fall Fanatics, in addition of a 12 gauge. But after that, we could put a package together for, the ultimate first aid kit or something like that. So the question I have for you, ATF Sucks, and if I don't hear from you, I will follow it up with a text or something on Messenger, is what would it cost for you to build me something like that? I do not expect you to donate anything. What would it cost to put together something like that so that we could then possibly raffle it off, either completely by itself, which I know some people, and they are on the wrong side of this, I'm sorry if you feel that way, but I, for years, never had the proper first aid kit. Then I had the one that the Skinny Medic made for me, and it basically covers kind of a first responders kind of a thing in a very small package. Now what ATF Sucks built for me covers frickin' everything, and then I added to it. I added a way to power up and charge a cell phone, a flashlight, maybe some ibuprofen, a few extra things that I added in there along with that beautiful kit. And if you think that having something like that is silly, then you are asking for problems. Like he says, I hope that you never ever have to use this. But if you do, I wanted to make sure that you had all of the shit that you could possibly encounter. And there's a lot of stuff in there. So I don't know if we'd get the kind of... I understand that the guys are already going nuts when they found out that the next thing that we're going to raffle off is going to be that Mossberg. That's great. But, I still, like I said, me and Christine were talking about it, and it was like, shit, you could do just about anything. Hell, we could buy a generator and raffle off a generator for somebody. But I really, really want to do some kind of a first aid kit. So ATF Sucks. Let me know what it would cost for you to build a nice kit, and maybe something like we put something like that together. Okay, just in case, Brad had the last comment, but I'm hitting the refresh button, and this will be the last time that's going to happen. And Brad's comment stands as the last one, so I'm going to go throw this up. The video, that is, not the beer. Oh, I know. Somebody's going, I said whiskey, and you never listened to me. I still am missing as of what comment that I missed from Wade. I should maybe look in the spam folder. I don't know. Maybe something got spammed and I've completely missed it. Oh, another quick thing. I'm probably going to do a video on it because I've seen a whole bunch of videos. I mean, just look for yourself on YouTube. People complaining about this rear sight. A guy in his video shooting it, and all of a sudden it basically falls off of his gun. And this was the same with this one. The only reason that it was staying in place is when you lower it all the way to its lowest position, and I don't know what its accuracy would be like, where I would be hitting with it. I'm assuming that if I had lowered it way too far, I would be shooting low. But long story short, when I lifted the sight up and it gets beyond these little, I mean these are actual ridges. It's sitting down inside of a ridge. It came right off of the gun. There was like nothing holding it at all. I'm like, shame on you, Sig. How the fuck do you even allow that to happen? Well, what I completely missed, because it had some I don't know, some smooch smeared across the bottom of it, and I actually couldn't see it when I had the sight off. But when I backed the adjuster screw all the way off and carefully flipped this open, because I know, even right now you can see it's spring loaded. There's 2 small springs underneath here. This whole top section tilts forward. There's 2 small springs to make sure that you don't lose them, but there is a set screw that tightens this down to the gun. As of right now, I'm not going to mess with it. I mean, I know, smile money, I'm anal retentive. I took out my micrometer and I made sure that it was 0.01 and 0.01 from the frame to the rear sight in both directions. And basically I'm in the scenario right now to keep this gun set up exclusively for its rear sight. In the event down the road something comes along with the Romeo or whatever, then so be it, I will go that route. So what I didn't do, what I would do if I was 100% committed to keeping, did I just say doo-doo? 100% committed to keeping this sight on here was to back that set out, which actually looked like it had some kind of a, it was like a reddish Loctite, but the normal red Loctite is like, you know, you got to use heat. And seeing how this isn't, what I think is because they are intending this to be an optics ready, even though they released the gun long before they released any frickin' options for it. I think maybe they don't try very hard to keep this sight permanently in place. If I was to, I would probably put a little blue Loctite on both the threads of the set screw and in the dovetail when I slid this thing together, just to ensure that it would stay together. You know, like right now, if this is where it would need to be accurate for me, even if it moved a little, it would never fall off because it's actually being trapped by the slide itself. Now, if this sight blade has to be risen much more than it is right now, then that back little bit would clear. You can see how it's basically captured. It would clear and then it would slide off easily. Well, not easily, because that set screw would have to move, and right now it's all locked together. So if someone happens to see this and you have a loose rear sight on this, I don't think SIG tries very hard to lock this thing in place, because it may or may not be converted over for optics ready immediately. Maybe they would have a lot more of these I mean, even do a search online and I can't find shit. I can't find even, other than a few pictures that don't even say what's on there. Actually, a couple of red dots that look like they're on backwards, which would be what I'd have to do with that plate that the Crazy Scotsman sent. But yeah, that's what I found last night, is that there is indeed a set screw to lock this in place. I mean, I know right now I could go shoot the fuck out of this thing and it would not fall off. It can't, because it's being trapped. But if it turned out that I wasn't shooting right and I had to raise this up a little bit, that's where I could get into some trouble if that set came loose. But I don't expect that to be an issue either. So, Crazy Scotsman, you crazy son of a bitch, you. And that, with the exception of where is this on the E scale, you know, like I've said, I'm not a huge fan of the black IPAs. And this one, just like with the Indeed, could use a little aging to mellow it out a little bit, give it a little bit less of a harshness. Maybe you're into that, like Chuck. I hear he likes to get spanked. So, Furious Black IPA. I'm going to give this a 7. I'm going to give this a 6.5. I'm going to finish it. I'm not going to let it go to waste. And we will see you guys tomorrow. The question is tomorrow should I look at? I got one more thing from Jim, but on a weekend, on a Friday, it's always nice to lean towards the big bottle stuff. I might be able to have this thing uploaded before Christine's Blog Radio. So if you see this first, make sure to go check that out, man. It's on from 8 until 9 o'clock Central. Again, cheers, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, if there really is a tomorrow.